album. Then I'll be dropping a book as well, my first ever book. There's this book I started writing back in 2017. Then I had to leave it for a bit. I don't know what happened, I just abandoned it. Then back in 2019, it resurfaced. When I was checking through the files in my PC, and then I found it. So I had to start putting more content, writing, editing, and doing all that I could. So the book is finished right now, and I'm just waiting for it to be proofread by somebody professional and edited. Then we can publish it. And I've also done a cover already. Everything is done, and the cover was actually done by a team, the Zoom team. So as soon as it's out, I'm sure I'll be back on this show hopefully to just talk about it and explain the motivation, the inspiration behind it, and where it came to what it is.
So you talked about the book.
Yeah.
Why did you start writing the book? I mean, what made you start writing the book?
Funny enough, I got this revelation. I was seated at home, and all of a sudden, I had a revelation to say I need to write a book. So what happened? I got the laptop. I opened the laptop and started writing the table of contents. I wrote the table of contents, but then I didn't know what was in the whole going in there in detail of all the topics that I've written. And then I had these ideas just running through my mind. Then I started writing. Then after I had written, I think the first chapter, I had written part of the first chapter, the second, and the third. The book has 4 chapters. So I think I wrote part of the things in all the chapters, then let it be. That was 2017, then I let it be. Then 2020, last year, that's when it resurfaced when I was checking through some files in my laptop. Then I thought it's something that I was supposed to finish up and put out there for people to just get to learn from the experiences that I've had, things that I've learned, and things that I'm trying to communicate with people out there. So it's happened like that. It's not something that I've ever dreamed to say I'll ever write a book in my life, or something that I've always aspired to say one day I have to write a book. Something that just happened, and I had to put my mind to it my time.
So what was the main reason? Why did you abandon the book? I mean, suddenly you're like, let me just stop writing.
Again, that's a funny thing. I didn't just say let me stop writing. Life got the hold of me. Became busy trying to do other things besides it. And I think I just lost inspiration. Because when you're writing something that involves a lot of content, you need a lot of inspiration. And if you don't get a lot of inspiration in the place you're at, you need to move out of that place, get out of your comfort zone and go elsewhere. Then you find inspiration out there. So I think I lacked inspiration at that time, and I lacked motivation. But when I started doing other things and experienced a lot of things, I think that inspiration and that motivation to put in more content was triggered. That's why I think I had to go back and finish it. I still have a lot to talk about, but I think it's too much, and I think it has been long overdue. So I just want to drop it now. Then if I have any other thing that I need to share, I need to recommend it.
So I've heard you're in the opinion.
Yeah.
So tell me, how's your business right now?
Due to COVID, there's been a lot of ups and downs.
Yes.
A lot of businesses have been affected, a lot of businesses have been closed, a lot of people have given up. Others have been forced out of employment, and all those things happen. But for me, I think I know what I want, and I think it was a blessing in disguise, because when I got into this thing full time, I said I want to do this full time. All of a sudden, people I worked with back in the day started calling to say they're asking for certain services that I used to offer when I was in employment. But then when I started getting these calls, then I started working on certain things that do not really align with my work, but things that I could do. So I had to involve people that already know the kind of work that I've been requested to do, in order for us to make sure that we don't disappoint the client. So it has been a roller coaster, but at the same time it has been a blessing, because I have been able to manage my bills. I have been able to pay all my bills. I have not bills pending on my hands and I do not have a situation whereby I need to run to people with time needs of finances. But it has been something that has helped me to sustain my business itself, and sustain myself, and also expose me to different industries and different clients at the same time. So it's been great.
It's been okay.
Yes, it's been.
How do you start?
How did I start? So I had an idea. As you know, everything in this life starts with an idea. So I had this idea to say, I want to help out people in business who need digital assistance, because the future of this world is going digital. Nothing will be able to rely on traditional platforms to advance, to advertise, to market, and to grow their businesses. As you have experienced or know, there's been a shift of businesses from being traditional, from newspapers and all those things, to being on Facebook, Instagram, and all these social platforms. So that's what I wanted. I wanted to take advantage of that to help other entrepreneurs be able to succeed in those areas. They didn't have the skill, they didn't have the technical know-how, but they had the finances. Now they didn't know how to go about it. So I came in with an idea to say, I would like to help people with the finances but not have the skill or the technical know-how to grow their businesses online and to quality content creation. So that idea is what has been running through since 2016, since 2014, but was originally registered in 2016. And that's something that has been up, and I've been helping a lot of entrepreneurs, which I'm happy with, because helping them is helping me grow. As they grow, I grow. Because if I do something great for someone, they eventually recommend me to someone else, and that someone will call me. That's how the circle goes. You create these opportunities and you network with different people, and this grows, and people get to know about you, people get to appreciate the value you're trying to put on the table. So that's how it's been, and that's how it started. It started as an idea, and now it's something that is a reality.
So did you have any financial problems with starting your business?
That's always a problem for every business, finances. But I didn't let that limit my potential to do what I wanted to do. What happened is that I only had a laptop, and that's what I needed. Because we went digital, so I said, I've got a laptop, so what do I do? I won't let what I do not have limit me. I will use what I have to capitalize on what I do not have. So I got my laptop, started messaging people on Facebook. What I did first was create a campaign on Facebook, asking people to send me the ideas of the designs they want for their businesses or personal. I designed something for them, and if they're happy, they get it. If they're not happy, they bring it back. I designed something else. And I did that for a couple of weeks. People were sending in, others were happy, others, they were not responding back after you send them the artworks. But I didn't care because others were responding. So from that, it helped me to then see that actually there's potential in this business and there's potential where we're going moving forward. So the first client I got was a certain woman who runs a certain business. It's a business that markets art in Zambia. Art from people who paint, from people who sculpt and do all those kind of things. She's the first client I got who wanted me to manage her Facebook page. I didn't have the knowledge. I didn't know how to do it, but I accepted that I could do it. What I did is after I got that job, I started researching. And running through the process of managing that page and researching taught me how to go about the whole business. She didn't know how to do that, but I accepted to say I know this thing I do. And I did it, and that was the first job I did which got me $1 million. We based when I was 1,000. That was the first job which got me 1,000. I think no, 2,000. And from there, that's how I grew. Got on to start managing other people's businesses. Started designing artworks for different companies and clients. And that's how people have known me from doing things for smaller companies, doing things for bigger companies and medium companies. So I've never allowed financial pressure to limit my engagement. It's the laptop I had and I used it.
So how do you see your business in the next 3 to 5 years?
3 to 5 years of working to open bigger offices and stuff. Right now, I'm at a friend's office space. That's what I'm and